it believes was via an invite from National Security Advisor Mike Waltz.
That's Fox's Gernal Scott. In Gaza, Palestinian officials say overnight Israeli strikes killed at least 23 people, while the United Nations plans to reduce its Gaza presence, claiming a compound was hit by an Israeli tank last week, something Israel denies. President Trump's defending federal worker firings as his administration asked the Supreme Court to block a judge's order to rehire some.
They had on the government rolls people that don't even exist. But of the ones that did exist, as you know, many didn't come to work. Many had no intention of coming to work. Many were paid and working someplace else.
And one of many
lots of bad scenarios.
And one of many legal challenges to the Trump Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, a federal judge blocked DOJ from accessing private data at the Office of Personnel Management and the Education and Treasury Departments. Musk says they're going after waste, fraud, and abuse. And at a Trump cabinet meeting, said this about the Small Business Administration.
They were handing out loans, $330 million worth of loans to people under the age of 11.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Gunshots on the east side. It's 44 degrees in downtown Indianapolis with the clear radar. Today's high 52. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. Police say they do not know why somebody shot and killed a woman last night at a home along North Rule Street. The shooting happened right before 11. A man was detained. He's talking to the cops downtown. We're expecting to hear more soon. A drug operation in Muncie has been going on for several years until it was busted by the feds. Chris Davis reports on where the dealers wound up.
Mostly it was federal prison. Jamar Hill was the leader. He had a setup where he'd get the drugs in San Diego and send them back to Muncie to be sold on the streets. His operators were Terry Hill and Lance McGee. They ended up with 5 and 15-year sentences, while Jamar Hill, as the boss, got 17 years after pleading guilty. Nikivius Shannon, also of Muncie, charged with making a false statement in connection with buying a firearm and got 3 years probation. And while people who want drugs will find a place to get them, these guys are out of business. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Natural gas and propane are deemed clean energy sources in Indiana under a bill approved by lawmakers. It gets reviewed by Governor Mike Braun next. State Representative Alex Burton of Evansville wrote it because he says he keeps seeing bills from his constituents that were problematic.
Too big of a problem. Selfishly speaking, I am Evansville born and raised. I advocate for Evansville every chance I get.
And this new policy may lead to communities in southwest Indiana assessing grants and subsidies that ultimately reduce people's monthly energy bills. The Indiana Pacers played great defense in the fourth quarter last night en route to their 8th straight home win, beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 119-103.
The ability to force turnovers always helps. They stayed off the free throw line, and that was a big thing. They'd been averaging, I think, 29 a game in recent games, and I think they had 10 tonight. And, you know, that's a winning number defensively.
And that's head coach Rick Carlisle. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce changes your life and the lives of your children. This change can be good or bad. The outcome depends greatly on the attorney that you choose. So interview more than one attorney. Family law experience, especially trial experience, is important, but so is temperament and judgment. Also, remember to consider Cordell & Cordell. We've been serving men in divorce for over 30 years.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Interstates look fantastic right now as we check out 465 through the construction zone. That's the clear path on the northeast side. Should be done at the end of the year, but right now it looks pretty good as far as going through northbound 465 through that I-69 interchange. No problems there, as well as inbound 69, 4 minutes State Road 37 to 465. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. It's time to ditch big wireless. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Hey, Tony. Good morning on this Tuesday. Should be a decent day today. Not as windy, and that's the important part. Mostly cloudy skies. There might be some spotty showers from time to time, but certainly a lot of dry time throughout the day as well. Seasonably cool. Today's high around 51. Partly cloudy. We are colder overnight. A low down to 33. Wednesday, mostly sunny through much of the day. Can't rule out maybe a sprinkle or two. Should be warmer, closer to average, a high of 55. Thursday, partly cloudy. Should be dry for much of the day. Warmer, a chance of showers and storms late, a high of 60. And Friday looks wet. Scattered showers and storms, but very mild. Friday's high, 72.
That's Marcus Bailey of Wish TV, and 72 sounds just terrific. Appreciate that. Right now it's 40 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 6:07. So were they war plans? Do I believe Jeffrey Goldberg? Here's what I know. Here's what I believe. And here's who I will not listen to. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. I'll start with the last one first. Pete Buttigieg. I do not listen to this smarmy guy. This low-class, low-rent, spouse saluting the gay pride flag guy. Nope. By the way, you salute the American flag, and to salute another flag that is about a political movement and not about your country, weird. The story goes like this, that Jeffrey Goldberg, who's the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, claims to have been added to a group text, a chat on the app Signal. Many people have Signal. I have Signal. The chat involved the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, the Vice President, J.D. Vance, the National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, and others. And it was a conversation about the attack on Yemen. For what reason was the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, added? You have Hegseth making a statement regarding what was discussed.
One question.
Can you share how your information about war plans against the Houthis in Yemen was shared with a journalist in The Atlantic? And were those details classified?
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does. I would love to comment on the Houthi campaign because of the skill and courage of our troops. I've monitored it very closely from the beginning. And you see, we've been managing 4 years of deferred maintenance under the Trump administration. Our troops, our sailors were getting shot at as targets. Our ships couldn't sail through. And when they did shoot back, it was purely defensively or at shacks in Yemen. President Trump said, no more. We will reestablish deterrence. We will open freedom of navigation, and we will ultimately decimate the Houthis, which is exactly what we're doing as we speak from the beginning, overwhelmingly.
Why were those details shared on Signal, and how did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types of weapons used?
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
Right,
Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
it. The defense he gives is to a specific terminology, war plans. Not that there is any question as to whether or not Goldberg was on this group text. How? Who put him in the group? It's Signal. I've only ever done one-on-one. I've never done a group on Signal? How do you add somebody? Well, as I'm reading it, you can't just magically pop someone in there. Someone had to have known. Yes, could have been a mistake. Weird that things would be discussed this way. Hegseth's contention is that there was never actually a war plan, and this text chain happened about 2 hours before the attack itself. When Pete Buttigieg goes out there and says this is the biggest blank up he's ever seen, starts with the letter F. This is the guy who sat silent as Secretary of Transportation while we completely ruined the lives of Afghans through a withdrawal that left 13 American service members killed. He doesn't get to have a word or a say. He's unserious. Us, we were honest about what happened. We get to keep having the conversation. I don't trust Jeffrey Goldberg, but I think he was added to this chain. And for that, someone has to get fired. No one gets fired? Okay. I mean, that's the lefty way of doing it. I hear you out loud, crystal clear. But oh, damn. This is dumb on dumb on dumb on dumb. And I think any other defense of that is crazed. But I will not listen to anybody who said nothing about Afghanistan withdrawal talk to me about mistakes. No one died in this, and I'd still fire somebody. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick, a new owner for an Indianapolis area speedway at 632. Brought to you by the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
There's money you want now and money you want for life after work, and you need to be able to trust your investors, your money managers. You can trust in Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary that always acts in your best interest, the financial experts that are ready to join your winning team. Call for your first appointment. It's free, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth is an independent firm that aligns their goals to yours. They only make money when you make money. Their financial security is tied to their clients, ensuring the loyalty you need to feel secure in your investment choices. Call and schedule your first appointment at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Stop putting screens on your gutters. If the holes are too big, debris gets in, and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top, and you're cleaning the screens. And those screens will need to be replaced. They just don't last. Pat Sullivan here. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and business, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. And this is a great time of year to call Gutter Helmet of Central Indiana, because right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 15% off cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET or go to gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
Inbound 65 from Boone County. What is up, Lebanon? Looking good. Southbound 65 good from State Road 47 to 465 on the northwest side. It's 19 minutes, and there are no delays in that 19 minutes, so you're good to go. Continuing to the north, split from 465 on the northwest side. It says 11 minutes, but I know you can make it quicker than that. Everything looking pretty good right now. When that changes, I'll let you know. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. Get matched in sleep at night during Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale. Take 120 nights to love your new bed or your money back. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
40 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 6:16.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The 66th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels. World of Wheels Custom Car Show. March 28th through 30th, Indiana State Fairgrounds. Discount tickets exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. See America's finest hot rods, customs, trucks, motorcycles. The cars are the stars. All weekend. All weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels. World of Wheels Custom Car Show. March 28th through 30th, Indiana State Fairgrounds. Purchase discount tickets exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts stores.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text money to 46220 today.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
$5.8 billion. That's a worthy investment. Hyundai, or do I pronounce it Hyundai? I've always said Hyundai. I'm trying to get it wrong. I'm just telling you what I do. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Announcing a $5.8 billion steel plant in Louisiana. Gonna produce more than 2.7 million metric tons of steel, creating 1,300 jobs, no tariffs. Right now, the markets are feeling pretty good because the word on the street is Trump is going to further narrow the scope of tariffs, meaning less tariffs, meaning less taxes, meaning everybody happy. Now, kind of happy, I guess. Is it right there. It's part of a $21 billion investment Hyundai is going to make in the next few years in the United States, increasing auto manufacturing in Georgia. I'm sorry it's not here, but this is the argument that Trump makes. Tariffs mean these things. That's it. Tariffs mean these things. That's what he's saying. I'm okay with him saying it. I think other things could bring investment here, but you can't deny that there's still taxes, and they still have had an effect on the market. Market was up. Let's hopefully, or market wants to be up. Let's hopefully it'll see it happen. It'll be there, and things will correct. Reciprocal tariffs, the market's just going to have to deal with. Blanket tariffs, I get their problem. There's a guy by the name of Mahmoud Khalil. You've heard the name because this was the guy who was arrested, Columbia University, going to get deported because, of course, he's got support for Hamas. How dare you, and you're violating his rights. He's a lawful permanent resident, not a citizen. There's a big difference. And now we learn that he hid his connection to the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, known as UNRWA, United Nations Relief Works Agency. This is the group that was working with Hamas to engage the attack on Israel on October 7th. That's the group. We've got the video. We've got everything. And this guy was connected to it. Anybody else think he shouldn't be deported? He should be thrown out, and everybody knows he should be thrown out. How many people like this, liars, frauds, connected to terrorist organizations like the United Nations are there? Did he just call the United Nations a terrorist organization? Yeah, he did. And I don't think he's apologizing. Oh, no, he's definitely not apologizing. I'm not apologizing. No one should be apologizing. But to everybody in Indianapolis who's like, how dare you? And what about his rights? Screw off. You knew what he was. You knew he was connected. Now, I admit to you that the UNRWA thing is a bit of a wow. I did not see that one coming. It happens. Sometimes you don't see it coming.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
But there was no question he was a proactive Hamas supporter on U.S. soil as somebody who wasn't a citizen. Yeah, he goes. Anybody still defending him, ooh, good Lord, that's somebody who really wants to live their life under Sharia. So let's try this for those people, as my father would say, Sharia for a week. Let's try it. I want you and your daughters to live under Sharia for a week. See if you like it. Then maybe you'll think differently. I don't know. Maybe you'll be like, you know what? The subjugation's fantastic. Let's do it. In which case, you can go live your life and excuse yourself from pleasant and normal society. If you live in Indianapolis and you're still supporting Mahmoud Khalil, thank you for letting us know who you are. Also, if you're attacking Teslas because you're weird, the FBI has now launched a Tesla threat task force. That's a mouthful right there. You've got bombs that were found at a Tesla showroom in Austin. You have so-called Americans protesting at Tesla dealerships. And when I say so-called, I assume they are, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not so sure. If you're trying to blow up cars, you should go to jail for forever. Now, you might be an American citizen. There's no place to deport you to. That would make perfect sense. So you're just going to spend a lot of time in jail. But you should go to jail. That you don't like what's happening in the White House, in the federal government, because you lost an election. You were fine with every other advisor Joe Biden had, and you were fine with Joe Biden not running the country. That's the part that's funny. You know Joe Biden wasn't running the country. Now you're making the allegation that Trump isn't running the country. It's super weird that you can pretend to see one and then clearly not see the other. And it was clearly happening. And so you want to destroy other people's property. Weirdest people in the world. You're the weirdest people in the world. Not you, them, they. As for a task force, I don't know. I don't know what it is that's going to happen here. Isn't the question how you would respond to threats to dealerships, what have you? Otherwise, you're dealing ipso facto if someone is destroying property. Or does this task force mean that, hey, here at police stations, you now have these resources at your disposal to be able to track down these people? Well, I would hope they've got resources at their disposal to track down people who commit crimes. I don't need anything new. And if I needed something new, I should have had it to begin with. That would be my take. But stop setting people's cars on fire because you disagree with them. That's not how one obtains a civil society. And if you really want to be uncivil, there are plenty of people out there who are willing to oblige. So how about we don't do this? Huh? Okay, great. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Yeah, Tony, looking at westbound 70, heading out to the airport from downtown. Maybe you're ride sharing, taking some people, making that money. All right, westbound 70 looking good from West Street to Meridian, Illinois. Down to the airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway and Ameriplex. Looks fantastic right now. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Man Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Judge still refuses to let Trump use Alien Enemies Act to deport those very dangerous Venezuelans.
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joiner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joiner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is joinerhomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joiner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joiner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at joinerhomes.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hammer and Nigel Show 306. That's when we crack the mic this afternoon. Jeff Boggs will join us in studio. We'll do some caller roulette and the biggest stories in Indy.
I was struggling to maintain contact with the professional world.
Dr. Ferner of Indianapolis talks about why he got the new caption phone from Relay Indiana.
When I got the phone, it turned it around.
Go to RelayIndiana.com. That's RelayIndiana.com. And read up on the caption phone.
People that I talk with do not necessarily know that I have this service. It's a piece of cake.
Go to RelayIndiana.com to learn more.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A cop comes to the rescue It's 43 degrees in downtown Indianapolis with the clear radar. Your high today, 53. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. A kidnapped girl from Kansas is rescued during a traffic stop on Monday.
Police say the trooper pulled over an SUV for a traffic violation with two men in their 60s inside the car, along with the unidentified little girl. During the traffic stop, police discovered the front seat passenger had a warrant for his arrest from another state for kidnapping a 6-year-old girl, and the driver had a criminal history, including homicide and numerous weapons violations.
That's Fox's Sue Guzman. The little girl was unharmed. The FBI has created a new task force to look into Tesla attacks. The agency asks the public to stay alert and report any suspicious activity. This follows multiple incidents worldwide involving vandalism against Tesla cars, charging stations, and dealerships. Fort Wayne Community Schools will eliminate 20 jobs. Superintendent Mark Daniels made the announcement Monday. The district is reorganizing, and some employees may have opportunities to find other roles within the district.
In that process of reorganizing, getting ready for the next year, for 25-26, we need time to do that as well.
And the district made the move ahead of possible state education budget cuts, giving affected employees more time to find work. Nebraska is the least stressed state, according to Wallet Hub, a report ranking all 50 states in factors like affordable housing, work hours, and sleep. Minnesota, New Hampshire, and South Dakota are 2, 3, and 4. I'm Ryan Hedrick. On the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. You have traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. A St. Louis Circuit Court judge has reduced the amount of punitive damages that must be paid by Lafayette-based trailer manufacturer Wabash as a result of a verdict issued last September. Judge Christopher McGraw said the original $450 million amount awarded by the jury was grossly excessive. He reduced the amount to $108 million. Wabash was sued by the families of two men who were killed in a 2019 crash involving a trailer manufactured by the company. A congressional committee on China has issued a letter to Purdue University claiming a national security interest in Chinese students and staff in science, technology, engineering, and math programs. Purdue, one of 6 U.S. universities under examination. Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour says the city has gained control of the former downtown Concannon's pastry shop property. The city says the move follows a period of significant concern regarding a proposed private sale of the property. The bakery building near Muncie Central High School closed in 2019 after 41 years in operation. Fort Wayne-based Surac Enterprises is promoting Steve Yagi to president to help lead the company. Surac Enterprises is a holding company founded by Sweetwater founder Chuck Surac and his wife Lisa that now owns a number of companies in Northeast Indiana. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care, and deliveries keep moving. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
K1 Circuit, a California-based operator of go-kart tracks throughout the United States and several other countries, has acquired Whiteland Raceway Park. Whiteland Raceway is billed as the nation's oldest continuously operating go-kart track. K1 Circuit is the outdoor track division of K1 Speed, which operates an indoor track in Fishers among its more than 100 locations. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
Yeah, checking out the northeast side right now on I-465, and right now westbound 465 at Allisonville Road. We do have a crash. It's over on the shoulder. No delay at the moment, but it just happened, and we are keeping an eye on that. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
40 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. At the time is 6:35. We check on sports, and Ryan Hedrick, what do we know?
Tony, the Indiana Pacers are playing their best basketball of the season on Monday night. They won their 8th straight home game, beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 119-103.
Obviously, it feels good to just get a solid win, but I think we still got to do a better job, especially with these big leads. I didn't like our start to the fourth quarter. As a group, we came together to start the fourth. Let's just start and have a good first 3 minutes, and we know we got to be better there.
That's guard Tyrese Halliburton. He had a double-double. The Pacers played the LA Lakers at home Wednesday. Purdue is playing top-seeded Houston in the Sweet 16 in Indianapolis Friday. Head coach Matt Painter talking about what his team must focus on.
We got to clean up our turnovers and keep rebounding, because both teams that are going to play in the next game that we'll face in Indy, both are very, very good.
And Friday's game tips off after 10, so get some rest. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking.
Canadians have an election on April 28th. It should be a doozy. Mark Carney, the current prime minister, taking over for Justin Trudeau. Longtime banker, as I have read his history, will be taking on Pierre Poilievre, who has been in Parliament for 2 decades, a conservative, extremely interesting dude. But the Liberals have gotten a massive bounce from Trump talking about 51st state. I don't know why you would want to give the Liberals a bounce. You got a better shot to having more things done with the conservatives in power. But here we are. This election will take place April 28th. The Liberals absolutely have a chance to pull this out, at least based on some of today's polling numbers. Who knows what happens when they get into we don't like Trump, and we don't like this 51st state nonsense talk. But you know what? We're not crazy. These liberals have treated us horrifically. We can't reward them. Can't reward them in the slightest. So with that, we'll see. We'll see how they, whether Canadians can get their act together and get a bit of a hold of themselves. What we have learned is that the political left in America cannot get a hold of themselves. I mean, Jasmine Crockett is the proof.
And so, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that.
Tesla was up $29 yesterday. She's thrilled to see an American company, an American-made car company, tank. That's just weird. Okay, that's who you are. I don't know what lesson you thought they were supposed to learn, but it's up $29. The 5-day, it has been up from $234 to $278. In the 1 month, going back to, I can go back to, is it February 24th? Agreed. It was at $330. So went all the way down to $222 and is now back up to $280. So it's got a little ways to go on the $320 to get back to $320. It was up to $426 right before Inauguration Day. And just for the sake of argument, if you have held this stock for a year, March of 2024, Tesla was at $179 a share. It's now $278 a share. You're up. Representative Jasmine Crockett doesn't understand what she's talking about, doesn't know anything she's saying, knows nothing of economics, knows nothing of the stock. What she is low rent, low class, and desperate to see the people she disagrees with suffer. My gosh, I said it as well as one could say it for radio. But this is exactly the point we've been making. These people aren't connected to reality. They're nuts. And we are going to take a look at it in Kokomo, Indiana. Trump and American Reset in 3 bourbons, presented by Laser PMC, Precision Marksmanship Club, laserpmc.com, and Flederman Von Riest, your watch people. I am their brand ambassador. I work with them. Thrilled to do so. Von Riest, R-I-E-S-T-E, vonriest.com. We're going to have ourselves a great time. We're going to eat. We're going to drink incredible bourbon. We're going to talk about Trump's first 100 days, how insane it has made people. And yeah, we're going to go over the good and the bad, what worked, what didn't, what happened, what needed to happen, what still needs to be done, all of it. We leave no stone unturned. You are going to laugh your heads off. April 17th, Kokomo, Indiana. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Get your tickets. Huge a sales day yesterday. Looking forward to the same today as we work our way towards sellout. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Trump and American Reset in 3 bourbons. I will be there, of course, WIBC with me on this, and thrilled to bring it to you. Kokomo, baby. Easy drive. Boom. You're there. Boom. You're home. And in the meantime, you had a great time. The food, the cigars, the bourbon, all of it. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
In the Matt Bear Tournament of Traffic, it's win and go home.
It's taken a lot of work to get here. You just want to advance through the field.
All right, traffic is really backing up on the south.
And to do that, you've got to drive the lanes.
2 vehicle crash blocking the left and center lanes.
You guys know this. You've got to find the openings and take your shots.
Updating your traffic bracket. Mornings and afternoons.
Prepare.
Construction backups brutal. Watch for the zones.
March Matt Bear Traffic Madness is on 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Your cash is just waiting for you. It's just sitting there. Like, when will someone claim me? Why am I unloved? Yeah, it's actually your cash. It's not a lottery, right? No one's just handing you stuff. It's yours. This is IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Here's how it works. You've got unclaimed wages, or you've got a stock dividend. You've got a customer deposit that needs to come back to you. IndianaUnclaimed.gov is where the money goes when they don't know how to get the money to you. It goes to the Attorney General's office. And now he's like, hey, do you want your cash? It's so easy to do. Go to IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's fast. It's easy. It's free. You search your name. You can search your loved one's names. You can search your business and see if there is property waiting for you. 1 in 7 Americans has unclaimed property. Over $800 million waiting to be claimed. And in Indiana, the Attorney General's office, it was reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Go to indianaunclaimed.gov and find out what's waiting for you. indianaunclaimed.gov or text money to 46220 to search. indianaunclaimed.gov. Now go get your cash. Traffic on the 5s, and Matthew Horatio Bear, what are you doing?
What's happening, Tony? Looking at westbound 70 from the east side, 4 minutes, 465 to the north split. Everything into the north split looking pretty good here at the moment. Northbound 6570, a good run from Washington Street through the north split and up to MLK, continuing on northbound 65. No problems here so far. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
40 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Sent a video yesterday. You can now see it at WIBC.com. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. The video comes out of Brownsburg, where, as is described, an Amazon delivery driver is dropping off a package early in the morning. They work early, they work late. Okay. And so they drop it off, and as they do, they take a picture. Right? It turns out all you need now is a good thumb. You got a good thumb, you can take a picture. Pope of Greenwich Village, taking half the pictures. And so takes a picture of it. Well, there in there, right by their front door, they've got a sign that says, "We stand with Israel," right? Star of David, we stand on top with Israel underneath. And so this delivery driver, clearly seen on the video, takes the picture of the package they're delivering, then grabs the sign, drops it on the ground, and walks away. What are you doing? I had a conversation with one of the people in the house via email. It sent it to me, and I called Amazon to complain, and they confirmed it was their driver. They said they couldn't promise they would call me back, but they would address it. I demanded that the supervisor call me back. I haven't heard anything from them since. Okay. Amazon, your move. Your move certainly here on your driver. What is this desire that we have if someone's got a sign in their yard to touch their stuff? Just leave it alone. It's not your stuff. And if you're incapable of controlling your emotions, you need to work somewhere else. Because a person who can't not touch the sign, I mean, that's dangerous, right? That's dangerous, isn't it? Of course, we should not discount the type of sign and the apparent anti-Semitism involved. There was just no reason to touch it. How many other signs were on his route where he didn't touch anything? So now we go back and look at all of those, and we can ask, because we know exactly what houses he went to. That'd be easy for Amazon to tell us, and what signs were left be, and then we would know for sure. I appreciate this family sharing it with me. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's right there. We have it up at WIBC.com. You can see the whole thing. We did blur out the dude's face. It wasn't blurred out when it was sent to me. I had it blurred out. Because even when people are indecent, me, I'm still, kind of aware. Trying my best to be respectful, certainly of the station. Certainly you could argue it's a self-preservation move. What if I'm putting someone's face out there and I get sued, even though this guy's the low-life scumbag? That's that. This is an example of the broken. You can't leave a sign alone. You have to yell at somebody in a store because they're wearing a MAGA hat. There is some weirdo who drives around. I don't know if they're doing it anymore. They used to drive around Carmel with a Palestinian flag sticking out of their car. Do you know how weird you are? That's just super weird. Because you're making a statement. And the statement is really ugly. But you could do it. I'm not going to stop you. I've seen it. I never once said I should really go take that guy's flag. It's not my flag. People do things. If you're an American citizen, you have rights. I'm not here to take your stuff. So how about, again, stop taking people's stuff? And how about we remind our kids that your emotions do not get to decide your actions. Your actions come from a place of rationality. And if your emotions decide your actions, you shouldn't be allowed to drive a car. You got to tell your kids that. I am very much in favor of, and I was never in favor of coddling one's kids. I am now convinced parents are not getting tough enough. I have argued that things aren't easy and things are happening on a college campus and things are happening here, and you want to work with your kids, you want to explain to kids, you want to show them by example. Every now and again, you got to tell them to shut the hell up. You're 16 and you're just stupid. You won't be stupid for forever. But if you think it's okay to let your emotions rule you and take somebody's sign, sit down and be quiet, you're just stupid. The answer is no, you're wrong, go to your room. I don't want to hear it. I'm not listening. You're wrong. Learn it, absorb it, and then we could talk about how to do it better. But until then, bye. Some things are not up for debate. Some things are not, well, I want to hear what you have to say, child. Sometimes a child needs to hear from a parent exactly what is without ambiguity so the child knows, oh, well, I guess this is just one of the rules. I guess this is just the way it is. You don't destroy other people's property because you disagree with them, and you don't let your emotions run your life and dictate your actions. I think that's good advice. And I think parents who don't give that advice are just, well, not doing their job. Tony, are you lecturing to other parents? Maybe. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Yeah, taking a look at westbound 70th State Road 9. Reminder, that is expected to close tomorrow night. Both the entrance and exit ramps of I-70 State Road 9 closing for 70 to 90 days, respectively. You can find info at WIBC Traffic. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. Matt Bear, WIBC Traffic.
You know that feeling of a fresh, clean home? Well, spring is the perfect time to make it happen with Zero Res. Hi, this is Denny Smith. Think about everything winter left behind. Dirt, dust, allergens, pet dander, and maybe even some mystery stains. It's time to get Zero Resified. For a limited time, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at just $119 and take $75 off air duct cleaning too. That's real savings on a deep clean. Zero Res's patented ZR water cleans with no soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals, just fresher carpets and cleaner air for your family. And don't take my word for it. Just check out 4,900 five-star Google reviews. Don't wait. Beat the spring cleaning rush and book today. Call 317-388-5141 or schedule online at zeroresindy.com. Call now. Mention WIBC, get 3 rooms cleaned starting at just $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. 317-388-5141 or zeroresindy.com.
The big moments don't just happen. Behind every closing day and housewarming party, there's a financial partner behind the scenes making them happen. At Financial Center, we're your coaches and mentors through the entire mortgage and home buying process. Visit fcfcu.com/mortgage and start your journey. Financial Center, your credit union for what's next. Equal housing lender.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fire? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Class dismissed.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
You love spring and Indy, so don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Mike did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, gunshots fired during a gas station robbery early this morning. A woman found shot dead inside of her home. A bill that's waiting to be signed by Governor Mike Braun. And the Indiana Pacers look to keep their winning ways alive. Those stories after Fox News. From the Technology Recycler Studios, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 7 o'clock.
They'll discuss China, Iran, and other American adversaries. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. At a Senate Intelligence Committee hearing into worldwide threats this morning, but the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and CIA Director John Ratcliffe have another issue to address.
The first time that Gabbard and Ratcliffe will be appearing before lawmakers after news broke that some Trump administration officials accidentally sent the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, plans about the military strikes in Yemen. Goldberg says Gabbard and Ratcliffe, or presumably someone masquerading to be them, were part of that group chat. Democrats are already demanding investigations.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Now, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is pushing back.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist.
But the National Security Council says the messages shared by Goldberg about the attack plans that turned into deadly airstrikes on Houthi militants appear to be authentic, probing how Goldberg was added to the chat on the messaging app. A federal appeals court held a hearing on a showdown between the Trump administration and a federal judge demanding answers why his order for deportation flights carrying alleged Venezuelan gang members to turn around was ignored. One of the appeals judges said at the hearing, Nazis were treated better than the Venezuelans removed under the Rarely Used Alien Enemies Act. Now, they were all flown to El Salvador, and now
the Venezuelan government has started legal proceedings against El Salvador. It wants 238 Venezuelans set free from a maximum security prison. The Venezuelan action requires El Salvador to prove the prisoners' detention is justified.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Another federal judge has ruled against the Trump administration in another challenge to the Department of Government Efficiency, blocking DOJ from accessing data at the Office of Personnel Management, Education, and Treasury Departments. Republicans think judges are going too far. Senator Josh Hawley tells Fox,
Congress has the authority to govern them. We should say they do not have the power to issue injunctions nationwide, period. End of story. No more abuse.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
A robbery at a gas station. It's 43 degrees in downtown Indianapolis with a clear radar. Your high today is 53. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. Somebody working at a gas station was shot during a robbery this morning on the northeast side of Indy. The cops were called to Marathon gas station at 38th and North Oxford Streets just before 1 o'clock. When the cops arrived, they found the clerk inside the station with gunshot wounds. They're looking for the person that did this. A woman was killed in a shooting near the east side of Indy Monday night. Police say it happened at a home along North Rural Street near Brookside Park. The woman was taken to the hospital, and that's where she died. A man was detained. He was questioned and then released. Group sex and masks. It all involves a story regarding a former Indiana teacher, and the details may disturb you. Here's John Herrick.
Listener discretion advised for this one. Former Morgan County teacher Brittany Fortenberry is now swimming in hot water with 24 more charges related to the sexual abuse of teenage boys. The former teacher from Martinsville and Eminent Schools is accused of both drugging the boys and bribing them to have group sex sessions with her while they wore scream masks. Police also believe Fortenberry threatened to kill herself if the boys said anything. Her jury trial begins in late June. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
If you're getting your power from companies that use natural gas and propane, then you might like this bill. It was passed out of the House, and it's waiting for Indiana Governor Mike Braun's signature. It means your bills could soon get lower.
So my goal, my hope, my intention is for the state of Indiana to work with the Department of Energy and Congress.
That's Democrat State Representative Alex Burton of Evansville.
If it makes us eligible for grants, incentives, rebates, whatever that may look like, this was just the first step today, and hopefully this opens up a pathway of all types of possibilities.
He says that predominantly applies to southwest Indiana, where it's most natural gas and propane for power. If the company that you get electricity from uses the coal, this won't have any effect. A drug-dealing enterprise in central Indiana is done. Chris Davis reports on the sentences.
A drug ring that spanned from San Diego to Muncie has been busted and perhaps even permanently shut down, with the sentencing of 4 people who were involved and in charge of that operation back in 2022. Jamar Hill gets 17 years in the federal pen as one of the leaders. Hill was the guy who gathered drugs in California for Terry Hill and Lance McGee to bring back and sell. McGee gets 15 years and Terry Hill gets 5. One other person got probation and 2 other people were sentenced previously for being involved in the operation. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The winning continues for the Indiana Pacers. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves on Monday, 119-103. That's 8 straight home wins for the Pacers. They can finish a perfect homestand, 5-0, when they play the Lakers on Wednesday. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
Yeah, what's happening, Ryan? We are looking at westbound 70 coming in from Greenfield right now. Looking good, Hancock County. I'm not seeing any trouble here at all right now. Am I? No, I am not. Westbound 70 looking fantastic from State Road 92465 on the east side. That's 13 minutes, no delays. Traffic sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Visit Rocket.com today. The new home for all things home ownership. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's going on?
Hey, Tony, good morning. It's a mostly cloudy day today. We're not nearly as cold. Winds will be a lot lighter today. And we're just dodging a few spotty showers throughout the day today. A high of around 51. Quiet tonight. Partly cloudy skies, a low of 33. We're going to warm up a bit for your Wednesday. Mostly sunny. There might be a sprinkle or two possible in the afternoon. Wednesday's high, 55. Thursday, partly cloudy. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms late. Warmer, a high of 60. And Friday, mostly cloudy with showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. It should be quite mild. Friday's high, 72.
That is Marcus Bailey of Wish TV. Marcus, as always, thank you. 39 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:06. But I'm not for excusing stupidity. I'm not doing it. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. I will get to that story coming up in mere moments. This story of the leaked war plans. We'll just air quote that. War plans. No. Trusting Jeffrey Goldberg. Also not happening. I got this in an email yesterday, and I said, I don't know what I'm looking at. And I shared it with a couple of people, to which the response was, what? This is about a guy named Carlin Yoder, former state senator. Was Donald Trump state director? I don't know when he was the state director. He's considering a primary challenge to Senator Todd Young. So there's a group called Hoosiers for a Conservative Senate that is looking to get rid of Todd Young. Well, I mean, people not being thrilled with Todd Young, I mean, that's been going on for a while. I have to believe that Senator Young is fully aware that there is a contingent in Indiana that is just not pleased with his overall voting record. So now it's there's a question of whether or not there are going to be challenges. I always thought there would be. The argument against the challenges against Young is that he's got a bunch of loot. He's got a bunch of cash that he can spend. If you're going to run against him, you're going up against some real money. And to the level that you believe in establishment, you are going to go up against some support he's going to have in the Senate for sure. John Thune is not interested in I would argue, in pushing Young overboard. I just don't see that being the case. But could challenges come up? Absolutely. He doesn't run until 2028. That's then, and there's, of course, always the question of whether or not Todd Young runs for re-election. It'll be 2 terms in the Senate. Maybe that's enough for him. Maybe he'd like to go to the private sector and make some money. Maybe he sees other things. Right. A presidential run is right out. We don't have to concern ourselves with that. 2028, you could have a run at governor. There could be, I think, a bunch of people who run at governor. I assume Braun might, well, I shouldn't assume. I don't know if Braun's going to run for a re-elect. That's a conversation about age. Beckwith, the lieutenant governor, might run. I think he's on the show tomorrow, right, Carl?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Lieutenant Governor Michael Beckwith joins us tomorrow. But Beckwith is going to get challenges. He's got to know that. He's not clearing the field. That much is clear, although things are funny. Who knows what's going to happen in a couple years? Maybe Young sees that as an opportunity. So it's early to get started. But when you have no name ID like Carlin Yoder, you might want to start building something. That said, no rest for the weary. And don't forget, if you're running for office, place your ads on WIBC. That's I believe that's the takeaway. Producer Carl, we were going for. Just place your ads here. Just spend your, that's right. That's what I thought. That is what I thought. Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Hey, guys, it's Rob. Spring is here. Can you believe we're almost through March? I can't. And that means it's time to get your lawn in tip-top shape so you can enjoy it all summer long. That's why I called my friends at Save a Tree, the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. Here in the near future, Save a Tree is coming out to my house to make my yard look great after some tough winter weather, and they can do the same for you. Whether it's trimming and reshaping trees, treating yellow leaves and diseased shrubs, taking care of your lawn so it's weed-free and looking picture-perfect, Save a Tree can make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. See how beautiful your yard can be. Set up your own free evaluation at saveatree.com. That's SAVATREE.com. That's SAVATREE.com. Or dial pound 250 on your smartphone. Use the keyword Save a Tree. Save a Tree. The tree, shrub, and lawn experts. Tell them Rob sent you.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Looking for a great deal on a new Lincoln? Come to Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $15,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. We look forward to seeing you at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 57,785. Offers good through March 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Inbound 69, slow roll 96 down to 82nd. Westbound 465 stop and go traffic from Allisonville Road over to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. Get matched and sleep at night during Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale. Take 120 nights to love your new bed or your money back. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
39 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:15.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. It's basketball season in Indiana, and while teams are making it drain on the court, Hope Plumbing is making it drain in your home with a $49 mainline snaking special. Now is the time to get your main lines checked before spring has sprung and it's too late. Don't wait. Call Hope Plumbing today at 641-HOPE. 641-HOPE, hopeplumbing.com, and let's make it drain.
You made a fool of me, but the broken dreams have got to
Mr. President, your reaction to the story in The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
With the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis?
Right.
Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.
That was President Trump asked about this revelation that Jeffrey Goldberg, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, was part of a text chain on the app Signal regarding the attack on Yemen. The idea that this was war plans is ridiculous nonsense. It just wasn't war plans. Of this, we only know two things. Jeffrey Goldberg was part of this text chain that involved the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, that involved the National Security Advisor, Michael Waltz, that involved the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, that involved the Vice President, J.D. Vance, and that it wasn't war plans. And this was 2 hours before the attack took place in Yemen. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. To the chattering classes, this is the worst, most egregious. You said nothing regarding the withdrawal from Afghanistan. You really aren't going to connect with people with your outrage here. Only those of us who have been honest and rational get to have this conversation. And there are a lot of Democrats in Indianapolis who don't get to have a say, in Central Indiana, who just need to stop. You're silly. You're embarrassing. We're ashamed of you. We don't want to be, but you keep doing this ridiculous fakakta nonsense. Equally, there are some people on the political right saying, well, no one's going to get fired. No one should be fired. This is all just nothing. It's not all just nothing. That there were no war plans. That matters because this is an embellishment, not only possibly by Goldberg, but by those on the political left, because the objective is not honesty. The objective is political attack. I have no interest in these people. They can burn for all I care. Move away. Those of us who are honest brokers are going to have a conversation. That no one gets fired. I'm having a disagreement right now with Kurt Schlichter. I don't know if someone doesn't get fired. Well, these are the lefty rules. The lefty rules say no one gets fired, so no one gets fired. Okay, I can appreciate that argument very much. But the idea that someone would have Jeffrey Goldberg in their phone, the idea that you would have this guy's number in your phone anyway, why? You know what The Atlantic is. You know what they've done. You know what they will still do. Why is this guy in your phone? You could possibly, by accident, add him to a text chain. You would possibly, by accident or purposefully, reach out to him. For that alone, I'd fire somebody. What are we doing? If you ask me to excuse this level of stupidity, the answer is no. If you ask me to be shocked if a conversation was happening, I'm not shocked. To the extent that it shouldn't have happened on an app like Signal, where should it have happened is a good question. And I don't know if Signal is such a bad place for this conversation to take place. I just don't have that answer. That you didn't know everybody on the text chain is just dumb. I mean, it is what it is. Does someone get fired? I've already said it, and I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm fine with someone getting fired. I'm fine with someone getting fired. I don't have to worry about what they do to be a guy who holds a standard. The only thing I won't do is listen to the left about standards. I'm not listening to you. You're unserious people. Listen to Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg is an unserious man. To be a Rhodes Scholar and to be that dense, my gosh, what does it take to be a Rhodes Scholar these days? It's like this judge. Did you hear this judge going after Trump? Just can't believe that you are having these deportations and people just being flown out of the country. This federal appellate judge, Patricia Millett, grilling the Justice Department over 200 deportations. This happening under the Alien Enemies Act. And here is the quote from this Obama appointee, Patricia Millett, the judge. Nazis got better treatment under the Alien Enemies Act than has happened here. We really have to start throwing people off the bench. And also, my gosh, we're treating Nazis way too well. If you're here illegally, you get deported. That's the conversation. Game over. Don't want to hear it. Not interested in this kind of nonsense silliness. Not interested. This judge is despicable and disgusting. We should say so. We should be honest about what it is we're seeing. Jeffrey Goldberg on this text chain, yeah, someone should lose their job. Someone should lose their job. Having him in your phone is the dopiest thing I've ever seen. But if we're going to talk about things that are dopey, I think we should talk about all the things that are dopey. That brings us to the popcorn moment. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe, then grab your popcorn, because there is more. Of course, you cannot say dopey things without talking about Representative Jasmine Crockett.
And so, yeah, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, well, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that.
It's not tanking. It was up $30 yesterday. But why would you expect anything intellectual from Representative Jasmine Crockett? Which brings us to Jasmine Crockett Masterpiece Theater. Yes, thank you. Why, thank you. One cannot go a day without hearing the representative from Texas, Jasmine Crockett, engage in something that is just, well, incredibly dense, daft, ignorant, downright stupid, and the ever-popular Durr. You're going to need to record that. Producer Carl, we need to get in the booth, because that has to be the intro. Representative Jasmine Crockett. She has words for Ted Cruz. By the way, finger on the dump button just in case, Producer Carl, just in case I missed something.
I think that you punch. I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching. You know, I think, and I love Colin, and I think towards the end he started to punch a little harder. But, like, it's Ted Cruz. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head, like, hard, right? Like, there is no niceties with him. Like, at all. Like, you go clean off on him, right?
Huh. She was talking about Colin Allred, who ran for Senate against Ted Cruz. He has to be knocked over the head. Okay. All right. You're so tough. You know, Representative Crockett, you always have to be careful how you speak to a member of Congress because there are rules about these things. You understand that you're not tough. There's absolutely nothing tough about you. There's no vibe that comes across like, wow, this woman is tough. I think that if you didn't get a parking spot close to the mall, you'd cry. Like, that's the kind of vibe you give off. You have to hit Ted Cruz over the head. Dear Lord. Does everything have to be violent? But we understand that you're not the person who could do it. You don't have what it takes. Nancy Pelosi, she looks like she'd hit somebody in the head. You look like you'd cry about hitting somebody in the head, but never actually do it because you don't have what it takes. You're not strong. You're not a role model. What is this? You want to hit people? You're so tough. You got to fight. You got to brawl. A reminder to the political right that this is how they view it. This is how the left sees it. So you might want to fight like they do. You might want to take that under advisement. But never forget how where the base is with Jasmine Crockett. Full on attack. But other people should do it because no, she's not tough enough or strong enough to actually make that happen. And every woman out there knows it. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Yeah, westbound 465, Tony, on the northeast side. It is a crash before Keystone Avenue, blocking the left lane, causing stop traffic back to I-69. Delay time of 11 minutes. That happened quickly. Inbound 69, slow roll, 106 down to 465, and northbound 465 on the northwest side starting to load up from West 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Springs here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel Show 306. That's when we crack the mic this afternoon. Jeff Boggs will join us in studio. We'll do some caller roulette and the biggest stories in Indy.
You need a tree. I know a guy. Circle City Trees, they're your tree people. And you go over to them, they're in Zionsville, and you're like, hey, I need a tree. And they're like, oh, you need a tree. What kind of tree do you need? You need an evergreen? We got evergreens. You need a shade tree? We got a shade tree. You need a fruit tree? We got a fruit tree. And you're like, whoa, slow down. I can only handle so much things about trees. And they're like, what about ornamentals? You need an ornamental tree? We got a tree. We have flowering trees. We got all those kinds of trees. And then you're like, my gosh, that's a lot of trees. And they're like, yeah, that's what we do. Circle City Trees. They've got everything that you need, and they take care of the installation. They've got the warranty. So easy to work with, and all the pricing, it's right there on the website. You go to CircleCityTrees.com. There's no guesswork. You know exactly what's going to happen, but you should check them out right there in Zionsville on East 300 South and see everything because, trees have a personality. They got a style. They got a look. What do you want? What do you don't want? What size do you need? You can see it all happening right in front of your face at Circle City Trees. Talk to them today. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. They only sell trees that thrive in Indiana, a wide variety of mature trees. You're going to love what they have to offer, and you're going to love the service. CircleCityTrees.com. That's CircleCityTrees.com.
For over 20 years, Howard Bailey Financial has been helping families just like yours gain clarity, confidence, and purpose with personal and practical financial strategies. And now, we're offering our full suite of services on Rangeline Road, right in the heart of Carmel, making it even easier to meet with our experienced team face-to-face. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating life transitions, or just need guidance for your financial future, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Text CARMEL to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
It's Terry Stacy. How many of you started the year with good intentions of losing weight and getting in shape by spring? Well, if you didn't hit that goal, Exercise Inc. can help. Exercise Inc. has been helping people get stronger, build muscle, lose weight, and transform their health for over 20 years. The program works, and guess what? It only takes 20 minutes a week. Their unique training method was developed in an osteoporosis research study to help prevent bone mineral loss in older women. The women in the study ended up getting very strong in a short amount of time. When the method was applied to normal, healthy adults, both men and women got a lot stronger. Their Simple 9 nutritional program has helped their clients lose over 37,000 pounds since 2013, and they've seen clients lower their blood pressure, improve their blood sugar, and get off prescription meds. Their coaches are professional. Their gyms are private. Get started now before summer gets here. Locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Fishers, Greenwood, and Zionsville. Change your life in 20 minutes a week. Go to exerciseinc.com.
Brooks and Dunn, the best-selling duo of all time, live.
Something country.
Neon Moon Tour 2025.
Urban neon.
With David Lee Murphy.
A little dust on the bottom of that red dirt road.
April 3rd, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. On sale now at Ticketmaster. Brooks and Dunn live.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What they'll say about their top secret plans. It's 43 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. You have a clear radar this morning, and your high is 54. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. Intelligence leaders will testify before Congress today.
Lawmakers at the threats assessment hearing today are expected to talk about Iran, Russia's aggression, and the growing influence of China. Those expected to testify include Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, and FBI Director Kash Patel. This is the first chance for intelligence officials to talk about what the government is doing to counter threats. It's also the first time that Gabbard and Ratcliffe will be appearing before lawmakers after news broke that some Trump administration officials accidentally sent the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, plans about the military strikes in Yemen.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. The FBI says they're creating a new task force to look into recent attacks against Tesla, which includes on cars and at dealerships. The husband of a former Indiana substitute teacher accused of arranging group sex with students while they wore scream masks is filing for a divorce.
Court documents also suggest her husband knew about the abuse and filed for divorce when the police investigation began into Brittany Fortenberry. I'm John Herrick. Fortenberry is supposed to go on trial this summer. She stands accused of exploiting teenage boys by paying and drugging them to get into group sex situations. And police also think that Fortenberry and her husband manipulated the boys into keeping all of it a secret.
Somebody working at a gas station was shot during a robbery this morning on the northeast side of Indianapolis. The cops were called to the Marathon gas station at 38th and North Oxford Streets, which is where they found the clerk inside suffering from gunshot wounds. No word on the clerk's condition or if they have anybody in custody for the shooting. At least 20 people will be out of a job with Fort Wayne Community Schools as the district prepares for state budget cuts, says Superintendent Mark Daniel.
I think it's fair to inform people and let them start either looking at jobs within our own system or, again, giving them the notice so they can search for other positions outside.
Daniel says another way to counteract some of these cuts is to increase enrollment. There's been an increase in telephone scams happening in Hendricks County.
They're being told they missed jury duty, maybe they have an outstanding warrant, or any other kind of legal matter that would need to be addressed.
That's Hendricks County Sheriff Jack Sadler. He says the callers will try to strong-arm the person on the other line by telling them that they have an outstanding warrant in order to get them to send money. Dairy Queen is inviting fans to join them for the company's 85th birthday celebration. They're offering guests a small Blizzard ice cream treat for only 85 cents. In order to get the deal, you must redeem the offer in the DQ app. Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. A week after hitting A game-winning shot against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Indiana Pacers forward Obi Toppin scored 20 points. He had 6 3-pointers in a 119-103 win against them.
Shot just felt good. We have great guards who draw so much attention. I just end up open and they find me. So just got to make their job easy and make the shot.
And the Pacers are playing their best basketball of the season. They've won 5 consecutive games, 7 of 8, which keeps them right on pace with the Milwaukee Bucks for 4th place in the Eastern Conference playoff race. And the significance of that is that if they finish with the top 4 seeds, they get home court advantage. Purdue faces top-seeded Houston, and the Sweet 16 Friday. Boiler forward Trey Kaufman-Renn talking about the team's reset heading into the big matchup.
I think it's just the confidence we've continued to have in each other, in this locker room, in our coaches and our staff and everybody. Just believing that the basketball we were playing at one point is our best basketball, and we can get back to that point if we continue to defend and rebound.
And the winner plays either Tennessee or Kentucky in the Elite Eight. And the minor league baseball season gets underway Friday. The Indianapolis Indians opening on the road against St. Paul. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. How the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Well, we just stopped on the northeast side. It's because of a crash westbound 465 between Allisonville Road and Keystone Avenue, closer to Keystone Avenue. In fact, they just closed another lane, so 2 left lanes are blocked, and traffic is now stopped. Back to 69 Benford Boulevard, delay time to 28 minutes already. Northwest side, northbound 465 slow from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
39 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:36.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Whenever I'm out a-wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen.
Today on the marketplace, pure Hoosier Americana. I don't even know if you can do that. Can you say that? Can something be Hoosier Americana? Yeah. Right? You can have Hoosier Americana. That can happen. I mean, that's science. Pretty sure it is. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Great to be with you. During downtime, I'm clearing my head. I'm getting ready for what's next on the show. I find myself on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm looking at cool stuff, odd stuff, interesting stuff, strange stuff. I've bought, I've sold. I have done it all over there at the marketplace. By the way, the marketplace is presented by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Go get your cash. The Attorney General has your money. It is your money, and it is waiting for you. Head to IndianaUnclaimed.gov and get your cash today. Thank you. So anyway, I'm a big fan of the Facebook Marketplace, and I'm looking at stuff, and I clear my head, and it's become a thing. And today, Matt Bear, true Hoosier Americana, I give you a Market Square Arena t-shirt. An original. A classic. In size medium. And according to the people who wrote up this all up, It is what's the word I'm looking for? It is unisex.
Hey, phrase it.
Just so you know.
This thing is beyond vintage. I mean, I would pay $100 for this. I really would.
100?
Yeah, I would. I mean, think of all the vintage stores like you might see in Fountain Square, Mesa, anywhere in Indianapolis, Northside Fashion Mall, and you won't find this shirt. I mean, it's awesome. It is. You wear this to a Pacers game, and you're OG, man. You have the credibility. I would totally wear this. It's beautiful.
It's a yellow T-shirt. The printing is in blue, and it reads Market Square Arena.
Oh, so cool.
Was best known as the home of the Indiana Pacers of the ABA and NBA from 1974 to 1999. It hosted the 1980 NCAA Men's Final Four and the basketball events for the 1987 Pan Am Games. Elvis Presley performed his final live concert here on June 26, 1977, 7 weeks before his death. 50% combed cotton, 50% polyester.
Is that everything?
Maybe you should have put that first.
Right. Right, there you go.
Yeah, this happened, that happened, of course, Elvis Presley, the late Elvis Presley, how we miss him so. 50% combed cotton. That's just very odd. It is $7.
Wow. Sign me up. It's
$7.
This is like the coolest shirt I've ever seen. You wear this to a Pacers game, you're going to be popular. You're going to be at the cool kids' lunch table.
But it's medium. I don't think it would fit.
For Matt Bear, that's perfect.
That's perfect. Small's even better, but medium, yeah, let's do it.
Right. If there could have been an extra small, and possibly if this shirt was mesh.
Yeah. I want my shirt to scream whenever I put it on.
Right.
I want it to cry.
Right. Basically, every single shirt that Matt Bear wears is basically him doing his Hulk Hogan impression.
Let me tell you something, Tony.
He just wants to. Let me tell you something, brother.
Let me tell you something, producer Carl.
I'm sick and tired of this. I don't know what he's sick and tired of.
That's pretty good. That's not bad, man.
I was trying to do the impression on the live stream of ripping off the shirt, and I lost my mind.
Why can't I see that?
Oh, good Lord.
I'm wearing a turtleneck today, by the way. That's way too small, and it feels like it's choking me. And so it's really bad.
I'm not. No one's judging, Matt. If that's your thing.
Awful. It's the first time I've worn this shirt in like a year.
By the way, a good safe word: Market Square Arena.
Yes, absolutely.
This is a buy. This shirt is a buy. You should go get this immediately. Oh, Matt, good news. It is a medium, but it runs small.
No, fantastic.
You know what? If you're listening out there, we'll take it. I need you to mail it. I will get you the $7. We need this for Matt. We need to see Matt Bear in the shirt.
I will model this. I love this shirt so much. I really, really like this shirt. It's so cool.
I just asked them, will you mail it to WIBC? We need to see this. We will take it. It runs small. Matt Bear will model this shirt for us.
So hipster. I love it.
Belly button will be exposed.
What was that?
Belly button will be exposed if it's
Now
small.
you just made it weird.
Yes, that's who.
God, Carl. You were doing such a tasteful job of this.
Mid-ref optional.
Not for Matt Bear.
My sports bra will be on underneath.
Matt Bear, forget midriff. There's going to be a nipple sighting.
Whoa, hey, yeah.
This is going on.
It's very low cut.
Yeah. When you're done with it. All right, I'm going to try and get it for you, then you can model it on the show. Tony Katz, by the way, you find everything with the marketplace over there at WIBC.com. We've got it all. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Do I have Andy Moore to do?
In the Matt Bear Tournament of Traffic, it's win and go home.
It's taken a lot of work to get you. You just want to advance through the field.
All right, traffic is really backing up on the south.
And to do that, you've got to drive the lanes.
Two vehicle crash blocking the left and center lanes.
You guys know this. You've got to find the openings and take your shots.
Updating your traffic bracket. Mornings and afternoons.
Prepare, prepare, prepare.
Construction backups brutal. Watch for the zone.
March Matt Bear Traffic Madness is on 93 WIBC.
Time for your next car, your next truck, your next fleet vehicle, your next electric vehicle. Andy Moore Ford. Now, listen to me very carefully. I get that when buying a car, you're like, my gosh, I'm spending a bunch of money. My gosh, I'm not sure what I want. My gosh, what are the things that matter most to me? What I'm telling you is Andy Moore Ford understands that you're going to ask those questions, understands that you don't just jump into something. They get it, and they're going to work with you. They're normal people. I have purchased 2 vehicles from Andy Moore Ford. I'll probably get another one. They are right there on East Main Street in Plainfield. They're right there waiting to help you out. You want to do it all online? You don't want to deal with people? I get it. AndyMooreFord.com, M-O-H-R. You can buy your vehicle online. You can arrange service online, and Andy Moore Ford will come to you, pick up your car, service your vehicle, and bring it back. If you don't want to interact, they're like, hey, we just want to help. If you want to talk to somebody and get an understanding of what it is you're looking at, what your options are, what your opportunities are, how far your dollar goes, Andy Moore Ford are the only people to talk to, especially if you're in business, because their line of super duty, heavy duty fleet vehicles, my gosh, customizable to how your business operates. Talk to Andy Moore Ford. Work with people who want to help you. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. Online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R, AndyMooreFord.com. We'll look at some traffic, and Matt Bear working on that shirt for you. What's going on?
All right, Tony, crash clear westbound 465. Before Keystone Avenue, and right now we are still backed up to I-69 for an 18-minute delay. Northbound 465 on the east side, stop and go traffic from I-70 up to I-69. There's a stall in the middle of that covering the left lane, so please be careful. Northbound 465 on the northwest side, stop and go traffic from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
39 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple, like walking the dog? You may be thinking there's no way that something as simple as the Good Feet store can help you, like Bill.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfied customer of the Good Feet store is Wendy.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
The April 15th deadline to file the FAFSA is fast approaching. When you complete the free application for federal student aid, you help your child access Indiana's nearly $400 million in financial aid, including programs like the 21st Century Scholarship. It also determines your student's eligibility for federal grants and scholarships for college or certificate programs. Visit studentaid.gov to get started. For complete information, go to learnmoreindiana.org/FAFSA. Paid for by the Indiana Commission for Higher Education.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fire? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets. Class dismissed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
The financial advisor industry is a flawed system. Find out how to fight back and protect your retirement on Expedition Retirement. Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Make hiring easier with the workforce experts. Let the people at Express Employment Professionals find you the right fit. Hiring is about people, not algorithms. Visit expresspros.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, if we're going to play some Stevie, now I got to give it a second. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Turn it up. This is from Music Aquarium, right? That's the album. The song is Higher Ground.
And it was on the Thursday Music Moment as well.
Soldier, keep on rolling. Keep on turning. 'Cause it won't be too long.
So good. Let's get back to it. Secretary Brooke Rollins with thoughts.
Let me just add to that, and thank you. We just had a wonderful cabinet meeting, all aligned on certainly the effort to realign the government. But even at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, we've canceled a $300,000 contract educating on food justice for queer and transgender farmers in San Francisco. A similar contract we canceled in New York, again, educating transgender and queer farmers on food justice and food equality. I'm not even sure what that means, but apparently the last administration wanted to put our taxpayer dollars towards that. We canceled a $600,000 contract out of Louisiana that was studying the menstrual cycles of transgender men, a $600,000 contract. We canceled another contract out of a university in the middle of the country that focused on getting more diversity, equity, and inclusion into our pest management industry.
Now, if there are people opposed to canceling these contracts, these people need to be looked at kind of askew. I believe the expression is side-eye. Tony Katz, did I say hello? I did. 93 WIBC. Good morning. You don't need to educate transgender and quote-unquote queer farmers on food justice and food equality. It doesn't have to happen. It's just ridiculous. They made it up. It's a wealth redistribution program. And anybody in Indianapolis who thinks that's a good idea is just wrong, say so. We can do this. Just be normal. That's all it takes. You know it's ridiculous. You know it's a fraud. You know it's a lie. Well, you're just trying to erase these people. Being erased is women. By men. Was it California that every Democrat just voted against keeping boys out of girls' sports? Was that California that just did that? Because I saw it from Keira Davis. And that's erasing. Not teaching about food justice and food equality to transgender people. Yeah, that's called not wasting your money. Because it's a ridiculous idea. It's silly and it's embarrassing. Then there's this. And for my lawyers out there, I'd like to know what you think. Let me know on the Twittix at Tony Katz. Pam Bondi, she's the Attorney General, has invoked the state secrets privilege, informing Judge Boasberg. This is the judge who said, you can't deport these people. You can't turn those flights around. You can't send these people back to Venezuela, which is a super, super weird thing to say. This is stating that Bondi, the Attorney General, has told Judge Boasberg that the Justice Department will no longer disclose information on Tren de Aragua deportation flights. This is the gang out of Venezuela. This is a case about the president's plenary authority. And this is it. Notice invoking state secrets privilege. Okay. I have a series of questions here regarding the possibility of this and how something like this maybe has happened in the past, not having an expertise in state secrets privilege. There'll be people all over social media who claim they do, but these people are lying, fraud, lowlifes. Speaking of, Pete Buttigieg, who wants us to believe that this so-called leak of war plans, feel the air quotes, that Jeffrey Goldberg of The Atlantic was part of with Pete Hegseth and a host of others. Pete Buttigieg wants us to believe that the whole administration is incompetent. You can't take them seriously, and we're all in danger. Pete. Can I call you Pete? Secretary Buttigieg. You served in a cabinet where you knew Joe Biden was incompetent and incapable. You said nothing. You served in a cabinet where Joe Biden led things down the road to 13 dead American service members in the withdrawal from Afghanistan, and you said nothing. No one should be listening to you. You are still the smarmiest man in politics, and that's saying something. And to the people of Michigan, be careful who you vote for. Just ask the people of South Bend. Good. Matt Bear has traffic.
Yeah, looking at westbound 465 northeast side stop-and-go traffic from Benford over to Keystone Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
If you love spring in Indy but hate the paint, do what Lynn did. She called Rhino Shield.
It is a single-wide manufactured home. We moved from our home, which we had the Rhino Shield on. Rhino Shield was what we were going to do. That was no question. We knew we were going to do it.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating. It's not paint, it's better.
The Rhino Shield representative came and we discussed what we wanted done. And this time, we had the roof done as well.
Now, you can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Even the people that have been a little younger than us have said they don't have to worry about getting just an everyday painter because Rhino Shield has the 25-year warranty, and we truly believe in this product.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association. Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
The floodgates are about to open in Indiana as spring approaches. Don't press your luck thinking your sump pump is working properly before it's too late. A sump pump is vital to protecting your home from heavy rains and rising waters that can sneak inside and wreak havoc in your home. Luckily for you, during the month of March, my friends at Hope Plumbing are offering a $300 off the purchase of a new sump pump with a battery backup. Call Hope Plumbing today and keep your head above water.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hammer and Nigel Show 306. That's when we crack the mic this afternoon. Jeff Boggs will join us in studio. We'll do some caller roulette and the biggest stories in Indy.
Coming up in 2 minutes, a law that would force local police to work with ICE passes in the state Senate. A woman is dead and a man is detained in a shooting overnight. And a Hoosier boy with the new opportunity following a surgery. Those stories after Fox News from the Technology Recyclers Studios, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
How did it happen? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Democrats in Congress want a full investigation into how a journalist was invited into a group chat with top Trump administration officials discussing attack plans that later turned into deadly airstrikes on Houthi militants in Yemen. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth pushing back, calling that journalist, the Atlantic's editor-in-chief, highly discredited.
Who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again.
Now, the National Security Council says it appears the messages shared by Jeffrey Goldberg are authentic, and the National Security Advisor might have invited him, but Fox's Peter Ducey reports from the White House.
I have heard that Mike Waltz is telling people that he has no idea how this happened. He has never met Jeffrey Goldberg. He has never spoken to Jeffrey Goldberg.
As for the use of the app itself,
Signal, the encrypted messaging app, is allowed at various government agencies, and we looked it up. There is guidance for highly targeted individuals to use end-to-end encrypted software like this, free apps.
Now, the directors of national intelligence and the CIA were part of that group chat and will likely be asked about it at a Senate hearing into worldwide threats this morning. A federal appeals court is considering the controversial deportation flight, sending alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador under a rarely used Alien Enemies Act. Judge Patricia Millett skeptical at the hearing.
Nazis got better treatment under the Alien Enemy Act than has happened here, where the proclamation required the promulgation of regulations, and they had hearing boards before people were removed.
A federal judge tried to block those flights, but the administration said he was too late and isn't giving more information on those deported, citing national security concerns. The head of the Postal Service has shipped himself out. Louis DeJoy resigned as Postmaster General yesterday, his last day, just 2 weeks after DeJoy had agreed to let the Department of Government Efficiency work to trim the Postal Service's budget. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Legislation that would force cooperation. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 38 degrees. There is a light rain to the south of downtown on radar. Your high today is 57. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. A bill requiring law enforcement to notify ICE if they arrest somebody suspected of being in the U.S. illegally passed in the state Senate. It was first introduced and approved in the House. Under the bill, police must report any arrest for a misdemeanor or felony where the person might be in the U.S. illegally. The report goes from the jail to the county sheriff, who must then inform ICE. Gunshots at a home along North Rural Street. Here's Wish TV's Jeremy Jenkins.
When they arrived, officers say they found a woman with gunshot wounds inside. IMPD says she was pronounced dead on scene. At this hour, we are still working to learn what may have led up to this shooting.
And police did detain a man for the shooting. They brought him in for questioning, but after talking about it with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, that man was released. A gas station worker was shot during a robbery early this morning on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Police were called to the Marathon gas station at 38th and North Oxford streets just before 1 o'clock, where they found the clerk inside with gunshot wounds. There's no word on the clerk's condition. A drug operation in Muncie has been going on for several years, and it was busted by the feds. Chris Davis reports on where the dealers ended up.
Mostly it was federal prison. Jamar Hill was the leader. He had a setup where he'd get the drugs in San Diego and send them back to Muncie to be sold on the streets. His operators were Terry Hill and Lance McGee. They ended up with 5 and 15-year sentences, while Jamar Hill, as the boss, got 17 years after pleading guilty. Nikivius Shannon, also of Muncie, charged with making a false statement in connection with buying a firearm and got 3 years probation. And while people who want drugs will find a place to get them, these guys are out of business. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The NBA playoffs are right around the corner, and the Indiana Pacers keep winning. They did it again on Monday night, beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 119-103.
The ability to force turnovers always helps. They stayed off the free throw line, and that was a big thing. They'd been averaging, I think, 29 a game in recent games, and I think they had 10 tonight. And, that's a winning number defensively.
And that's head coach Rick Carlisle. The Pacers played the LA Lakers at home Wednesday. And community support is what a teenager in Lebanon says he's getting. John Herrick explains why.
Aiden Blackburn's a 15-year-old boy from Lebanon. He needed a new kidney, and he had to wait more than 5 years to get one. Blackburn's stepdad, Ashton Dickinson, tells Wish TV he finally got the kidney, and the surgery was February 23rd. Aiden returned home on Sunday, which made Dickinson a happy man.
We've been going through this for a while. It's been there the whole time. Not one moment did we ever think that we were doing this alone.
Aiden spent the past 4 weeks recovering at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and came back to Boone County, where he was greeted with a surprise reception in his honor. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Ryan, crash in the north split. It's on the flyover. From westbound 70 to northbound 65, the ramp is open. It's partially blocked. We have slow traffic back to Emerson Avenue. The closer to the north split you get on westbound 70, the more you're going to slow down, especially on the approach. East side northbound 465, stop and go traffic from I-70 up to 69 Bimpf, and that's a 19-minute delay. Inbound 69, stop and go 106 to 465 for a 4-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Hey, Tony. Good morning. It's fairly quiet, but obviously gloomy here to start off the morning. Good news is the winds have relaxed a lot, and winds will not be an issue today. Watch for a few isolated showers throughout the day and seasonably cool temperatures. Today's high around 51. Tonight, we're partly cloudy, quiet. It is going to be a bit colder overnight, a low down to 33. Wednesday, mostly sunny. There might be some spotty showers in the afternoon. A little warmer, closer to average, a high of 55. Thursday, partly cloudy. A chance of showers and storms late, a high of 60, and Friday mostly cloudy, showers and storms into the afternoon and evening, very mild. Friday's highs into the low 70s.
That is Marcus Bailey of Wish TV. We always appreciate it, Marcus. Thank you. 39 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:07. Social media feeds, war plans. Did Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, the National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, the Vice President, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, engaged in a text conversation where they included Jeffrey Goldberg, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic? Did they disclose war plans regarding the attack on Yemen? From what we know, Jeffrey Goldberg was in that text chain. War plans? This is all mythology. Doesn't seem to be anything like that was shared, which is where the Trump administration is concentrating itself. However, not being able to answer why in the world Jeffrey Goldberg was part of this text chain is in and of itself a problem when President Trump was asked about it just yesterday.
Mr. President, your reaction to the story in The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
With the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Right. Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.
So I would state three things, maybe more, maybe less. So I shouldn't say three things. Number one, I'm fine with someone getting fired. I understand that the left doesn't fire people. I get that. It's why I won't listen to Pete Buttigieg or any of the chattering classes in Indianapolis, the Indiana Democratic Party. Just sit down. Biden was incompetent and capable of not running the country for the past 2 years, and you guys still wanted to run him for president. You're an unserious group of people, and we're in serious times. The grown-ups will take this. Sit down. You absolute chattering children. Number two, I'm not kidding. I'd fire somebody for this. I'd fire somebody for having Jeffrey Goldberg in their phone. Why? Why is this guy in your phone? What's the point of this? That's nuts. Embarrassing, as far as I would say it. And for the people on the political right, like me, who want to say, well, listen, there are new rules, and you can't have a problem with Trump over this, or the conservatives over this, because the left doesn't take care of their own. I agree with you. The left doesn't take care of their own. I agree with you that they should be excoriated. You think I'm going to listen to Eric Swalwell say this puts the country in danger? The guy was having sex with a Chinese spy, although that's the allegation. I don't believe he ever could have gotten it up to do that. So, no, he probably didn't. He doesn't get to lecture. And if Speaker Johnson was any kind of man, he'd already pull Swalwell from any committee. And an investigation should go forth. See, this is our problem. And this is what makes people say, oh, well, I'm not an oh, well guy. I want the people who do the things that violate the public trust to deal with violating the public trust. Eric Swalwell is not to be trusted. Pete Buttigieg is going to complain. You watched this guy up close, the president, Joe Biden, be an incompetent, incapable moron, and you said nothing. I'm not taking a lecture from you. You smarmy, you know what? Smarmy. He is the smarmiest dude in all of politics. Man, that is saying something. I don't see why you would let this pass, and I'm not so sure Trump will. This was dumb to have him in this chain. Now, the idea that somehow they shouldn't be talking like this and people don't talk, I think they talk like this all the time. I think they have conversations constantly. Should it be happening on an app like Signal? Well, where should it be happening is a fine question. And across the board. This was just dumb. But war plans? You see, you could have just said this was dumb and not gone the war plans route. But since the left went the war plans route, no, that doesn't seem to be it. They like always, the political left overplays their hand. So once again, they won't be listened to, and this whole thing will probably just be brushed away. I don't think it should be by Trump, but I think it will. I'm Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Tax season is here, and what better way to reinvest in your home than with brand new energy-efficient windows? During Universal Windows Direct's Tax Time Sale, you can save big while making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. And here's something that will make your wallet even happier. Pay no interest until 2030. That's right, no interest for the next 6 years, making it easier than ever to afford the quality windows your home needs. But wait, there's more. This month only, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 off your home improvement project. Whether you need a few windows or a full home upgrade, this bonus savings makes now the perfect time to act. Now, some restrictions may apply, so call today for your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a minute. Right now, Matt Bear has traffic.
It's a crash over the flyover in the north split, westbound 72, northbound 65. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked and it's slowed down. Running back to about Emerson Avenue. We are moving, however. East side northbound 465 slows after 70 up to Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance, a riddle. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
It's going to be a morning, people. I guarantee you this. 40 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest. The crew at LD Smith Plumbing has deep roots in Indiana. Unfortunately, most of the trees around here have deep roots too. And if it isn't roots in your pipes, it's a water heater ruined by sediment. No matter the plumbing problem, we'll show water who's boss. So if you need a new water heater, call us today and save up to $300 on a tankless water heater or $150 on a storage water heater.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Feeling better now that we're through. Feeling better 'cause I'm over you. I learned my lesson and left a scar. Now
So if you go to WIBC.com, you will see the story of this Amazon driver dropping off a package in the early morning hours, taking a photo, it looks like the early morning hours, taking a photo, and then seeing a sign next to him that says, "We stand with Israel," and ripping the sign out of the yard and dropping it on the ground and walking away. So brave. So brave. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. A lot of people. Very, very, very nutty. I'll share that in a second. More of that in a second. As for this driver, no word yet from Amazon. The family saying they reached out. No one has called back. They haven't heard anything since saying, hey, what in the world is this? Amazon drivers, delivery drivers in general, what are you doing? Just drop off the package and walk away. You're going to rip the sign out of the ground? You're so tough? It's a sign. Stop being crazy. If you would, stop being crazy. Now, I could say the same thing about people who think that I'm attacking regarding this text chain and war plans. I said it wasn't war plans. I said it was stupid to have Jeffrey Goldberg in your phone. I said I think that we should not overlook that. And I said because of the way the left overplays it, I don't think anything's going to come of it. I literally just said that 5 minutes ago. What do I get? I'm not for conservative pundits jumping out to attack our people without full evidence and explanation. Shut the hell up. Nah. I just want to say for the record, I'm not doing that. That's a weird thing to do. That's a political lefty thing to do. How do I know that? Because here is why is he, meaning Tony Katz, going to Kokomo, and why is the venue allowing him to host an event? Because they're in business and they rent the space and I'm renting the space. Why is a business in business is your question. So this is the first of the he shouldn't be allowed to perform. And just like this other guy doesn't think I should be able to have a voice. Guys, breathe. Listen. Don't just hear what you want to hear. Don't retreat to the insanity of your ideology. Listen. Then if you disagree, that's fine. Do you see how worked up people are? To this nth degree, and I'm not arguing that there aren't things to be worked up about. There aren't people out there desperate to try and gin you up. This is a story out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'll let the police take it from here.
The purpose of this press conference is to provide an update regarding the Noose investigation. I want to take a moment to thank the following agencies who assisted in this case.
What in the world is the Noose investigation?
County. As a result of the subsequent investigation, LaTarsha Brown was charged with tampering with or fabricating physical evidence, a misdemeanor of the 2nd degree, and false reports to law enforcement, a misdemeanor of the 3rd degree.
She claimed that there was a noose at her desk, found at her desk at City Hall. What did they discover? She made the whole thing up, and she did it herself. Yeah, you couldn't find anything to bother you. So you had to invent something to bother you. So you go back to the old canard of, look, there's a noose at my desk. Jussie Smollett must be overjoyed with your presentation. I don't know, maybe he has notes for you. He seems like the kind of guy who would always have notes for you. Nobody was oppressing you. Nobody was attacking you. Nobody was engaging racist this, that, and the other with you, and so you had to invent it. You can't accept the fact that it's dopey to have Jeffrey Goldberg's number in your phone. You added him to a text chain. That's nuts. This was nothing. What if it was something? That is embarrassing. That is ignorant. And yeah, you can get fired for that. Rush Limbaugh, you are not. What gave it away? Like Rush wouldn't notice that that's a dopey thing to do. Oh, gosh. But there it is. Total fealty. Fealty to what? You want me to have fealty to the ignorant? Not doing it. There are fireable offenses. The argument could be the left didn't fire anybody. The left lied repeatedly. You can make that argument, and therefore we're not going to do it, and be like, okay, I hear that argument. I hear your point. But shut up? Nah. If everyone wants to play at the fevered pitch and send quasi death threats and now they're going to go after the venue or whatever, it's straight on till morning, guys. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'll be back until they fire me. And by the way, it's radio. You know that's how it's going to go down. Everybody wants to shut you up. Everyone, everywhere, all of the time. Everyone, everywhere. You shouldn't be allowed to say this. You should not be allowed to say that. You're only allowed to say the thing that I 100% agree with. Well, you've got yourself and Jesus. That's it. Everything else is up for grabs in the conversation. Do not be driven mad. But we should ask ourselves of this guy who ripped out this pro-Israel sign, what did the sign do to you? Why can't you control your emotions? To the woman who staged the noose, why did you need this? What about doing this did you think, what was it going to fulfill? Because all the two of you are doing is showing that you're incapable of controlling your emotions and you want to gin people up to an action. Weird. And we'd all be better off if you'd stop. And for the people on the Twitters, I'm going to keep talking. And the event, April 17th, tickets.tonykatz.com, tickets.tonykatz.com, Trump and American Reset in 3 bourbons. It's going to be sensational. And, of course, I'll have security because these people, good Lord. Matt Bear has traffic.
Yeah, crash in the north split from westbound 70 to northbound 65 on that flyover ramp. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked, and we are slow back to Emerson Avenue. Inbound 69, stop-and-go traffic, 96 to 465. And on the east side, slow on northbound 465, 72 Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here. It's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Judge still refuses to let Trump use Alien Enemies Act to deport those very dangerous Venezuelans.
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
You've got rising interest rates. You've got economic uncertainty. You could have a real question in your head about whether now is the right time to sell your home. Are you going to get the price that you need? Is it going to take too long? You don't have to figure it out by yourself. There is a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent eating and sleeping Indianapolis real estate, and that is Mark Dietel. Maybe you're worried that you won't sell your home for the price that you need, right? You're looking to utilize that money for the next thing in your life. Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. No long-term contracts to deal with. You can cancel at any time. Crystal in Franklin said, I was moving to Kentucky and needed to move fast. I got the Mark Dietel marketing plan and was blown away. The plan worked. I got a full list price offer in the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done. Call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel right now, 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Life moves fast. Another new directive from Donald Trump.
President Trump will not be deterred to make our federal government more efficient.
So does the news.
We expect those meetings to take place very soon.
Decisions made today
Kash Patel confirmed as the next director of the FBI.
could impact you tomorrow.
Accountability and transparency.
What's next?
You never know what's going to happen.
Need to know what happened. We're already tracking it. Stay in the know while you're on the go on 93 WIBC.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
Kendall and Casey.
This is a bill that prohibits minors under 16 from using social media without parental permission.
This is an example of government trying to resolve a problem that they have no business being in, which is how you parent your kid. If you want your kid to be on social media, that's your right as a parent. You dictate that.
Kendall and Casey, weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Robbed on the job. 37 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar is clear, but there is a light rain moving in from the south this morning. Your high of 54. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. A person working as a clerk at a gas station was shot during a robbery this morning.
IMPD was called here just before 1 o'clock this morning to the Marathon gas station. It's located at 38th and North Oxford Streets. Officers found that employee inside with gunshot wounds when they arrived. Police say that clerk was taken to a hospital and is stable this morning. Investigators say the gas station has several cameras inside and out, so they are hopeful to get some good video of the suspect.
That's Wish TV's Gina Galeros reporting. A bill requiring law enforcement to notify Immigration and Customs Enforcement if they arrest somebody suspected of being in the U.S. illegally passed in the state Senate Monday night.
The only time this bill applies is when somebody has been arrested for a
a misdemeanor or felony. Then and only then can the local sheriff then do their work to determine who this person is and are they here legally.
That's Senator Aaron Freeman of Indianapolis, who sponsored the bill, sharing his thoughts with Wish TV. The bill is part of a broader trend in Indiana and other states pushing for stricter immigration laws designed to align with the policies of the Trump administration. If you're getting power from companies that use natural gas and propane, then you might like this bill. John Herrick reports.
The bill passed out of the House and is awaiting Indiana Governor Mike Braun's signature. It means your bills could get lower soon.
So my goal, my hope, my intention is for the state of Indiana to work with the Department of Energy and Congress.
Democrat State Representative Alex Burton of Evansville.
If it makes us eligible for grants, incentives, rebates, whatever that may look like, this was just the first step.
He says that predominantly applies to Southwest Indiana, where it's mostly natural gas and propane for power. If the company that you get electricity from still uses coal, then this won't have any effect. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
At least 20 people are out of a job this morning with the Fort Wayne Community School District as the district prepares for state budget cuts. Here's Superintendent Mark Daniels.
I think it's fair to inform people and let them start either looking at jobs within our own system or, again, giving them the notice so they can search for other positions outside.
And Daniels says the district needs to increase enrollment. There is an increase in telephone scams happening right now in Hendricks County.
They're being told they missed jury duty, maybe they have an outstanding warrant, or any other kind of legal matter that would need to be addressed.
And that's Hendricks County Sheriff Jack Sadler. He says callers will try to strong-arm the person on the other line into paying by saying that they have an outstanding warrant or there's an urgent legal matter that's pending. Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The Purdue Boilermakers are headed to the Sweet 16, and they will play Houston on Friday night. That game starts at 10 o'clock. The Indiana Pacers are playing their best basketball of the season on Monday night. They won their 8th straight game, beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 119-103.
Obviously, it feels good to just get a solid win, but I think we still got to do a better job, especially with these big leads. I didn't like our start to the fourth quarter. As a group, we came together to start the fourth. Let's just start and have a good first 3 minutes, and we know we got to be better there.
And guard Tyrese Halliburton scored 24 points, handed out 11 assists. The Pacers host the LA Lakers on Wednesday. The Indianapolis Indians open their season on the road Friday against St. Paul. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Crash clear in the north, split westbound 70. Still stop and go traffic, Emerson Avenue to the north split. On the east side, northbound 465 loaded from 70 up to Penn Pike. A 4-minute delay there. North side, eastbound 465 drags a bit. Michigan Road over to Meridian. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
40 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time. What is the time? It's 8:36.
Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight. Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Ooh, I got a little excited right there. 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Dow futures up 70, NASDAQ futures up 42. This has to do with the idea of tariffs changing. And maybe they won't be as wide-reaching as was thought. Maybe they'll get a little more narrowed in scope. There was actually two parts to this story that I found. If you go to TonyKatz.com and you get the daily show sheet, I have it there. So you have the Wall Street Journal that was talking about lightening the tariff load, that Trump might exempt some nations from reciprocal tariffs.
countries breaks, but it's reciprocal, but we might be even nicer than that. We'll be announcing some additional tariffs over the next few days, having to do with automobiles, cars, and having also to do a little bit with lumber down the road, lumber and chips. We're going to get all those chip companies coming back. They're already coming back without even doing it. So it's been very good. But we'll be announcing some others. But for the most part, April 2nd will be a big day. That'll be reciprocal day. And we'll be bringing some of the money back that's been taken from us.
And so also next week, April 2nd, as you said, Liberation Day. Is that going to be sector tariffs as well as reciprocal tariffs?
It's going to be everything. Yeah, it's going to be everything. But not all tariffs are included that day. For instance, we'll do some. As you know, we have already done steel and aluminum, and that's at a 25% level. And
he's also said that he may give countries breaks. I'm embarrassed to charge them what they've charged us. No, you're not, sir. You know it, and I know it, and we all know it. Now, that's the Wall Street Journal. CNBC has a story that Trump pledges auto and pharma tariffs in near future. So now people are like, well, they're going to be, they're not going to be. What do we have? What are we going on? Market does not like that. But right now the market is up because the small belief is, okay, maybe with a more narrow tariffs, better opportunities for us. You have West Texas crude now at $69.61 a barrel. That is up. Brent crude is up to $73.51. And the 10-year Treasury right now at 4.356. Not where Trump wants it at all. I'm surprised there hasn't been a louder push from the from the White House, from the economic team, regarding interest rates. That there hasn't been more of a push on that to have them brought down by Jerome Powell. So there is the latest on those three subjects. Certainly, if you're going to see areas of reduced tariffs, you're going to see nations. I assume the objective would be to see nations appreciative and therefore engaged in other actions. India is looking at tariff cuts on $23 billion of U.S. imports, according to Reuters, to shield what? $66 billion in exports. Because 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. You had a deal. You were making good money. We were getting abused. That's going to end a little bit. All right, so the deal ends a little. What are you going to do? Let's just keep going. We're making so much money. This is how grown-ups do things. Right? So they did an analysis and India assumed that tariffs, reciprocal tariffs, would hit 87% of its total exports, worth about $66 billion. So they said to themselves, we'll bring that down. We'll bring those tariffs down. Bring those tariffs down and cost us less. It's better overall. It was good while it lasted. No one's ever used that expression? It was good while it lasted. That's where they are. That's where they are. They're not wrong. So we'll see what the next couple days bring on trade. We'll see what they bring on these tariffs and where they get implemented. April 2nd is the day you're looking for, so we still have a little bit of time. And we'll see. It might be very, very small. It might just be only reciprocal, which I think you could sell to the country. I just don't think they've done it as directly as they should. They have. It should have been a stronger conversation. And then you hear this in the cabinet meeting yesterday.
Mr. President, I asked you about economic forecasts. I saw one economic forecast coming out from the OECD this past week. They are forecasting stagflation for the United States, a downtick in terms of GDP growth. Do you agree with that forecast? What do you see over the course of 2025 for our...
Well, we inherited a very, very bad and perilous situation from a group of people. Again, we just got here. From a group, and this takes a long time to develop, from a group of people that truly didn't know what they were doing. And you see that with not only costs, you see that with all of these fake contracts that have been given out. So we inherited a bad situation, but I think we're going to have an economy that booms. I think when it all kicks in, it's not going to take very long because some of these people that announce it, they're going to spend billions of dollars.
He's talking about Apple. He's talking about what we just heard from Hyundai, and et cetera. Now, stagflation's a weird one, all right? That was a conversation. Slow economic growth, high unemployment, rising prices. The unemployment isn't particularly high. I don't know if people would characterize it in that way. But slow economic growth and rising prices can certainly be a concern. But this was Trump talking about how bad the situation was and saying what we inherited, what we're dealing with, etc. And we're working our way through this. That's going to kick in. We inherited this bad situation. He used the term kick in twice. They should have been doing this for the past 2 months. That's my take. They should have been doing this for the past 2 months. Now, maybe you could argue, no, do it now that you've implemented things and then people can see the results. If you say it was going to kick in 2 months ago, well, it's been 2 months. Why isn't it kicked in? You're not giving a time frame to it. One could make that argument. I think the explanation was necessary. Here's what we're doing. Here's why we're doing it. Here's going to be the short-term pain. Here's going to be the result. They're doing a little bit of that. I think they need to do it just a little bit more. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Another update is just minutes away.
Officials from the United States and Russia are meeting. Trump administration wants an immediate partial ceasefire.
Hear the news.
President Trump privatizing the U.S. Post Office.
If we got privatized, there's no guarantee people wouldn't necessarily get service.
As events happen,
Alex Palou keeps winning.
We'll happen to be there.
Hopefully the fans had a great time watching the race.
Miles Turner's sister suffered a medical emergency
that did not stop Turner from playing. Scored 22 points.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Traffic on the 5s and Matt Bear, what's going on?
East side, northbound 465 after I-70. That's a breakdown in the center lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Washington Street for a 10-minute delay. Inbound 70 slows Emerson Avenue to the northwest because of an earlier crash. That has clear. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
We have got 41 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:46.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like your neighbor Brett.
We did Galaxy for the sidewalks and also the porch. The porch had a few pits. Galaxy said that was no problem.
Home or business, Galaxy Concrete Coatings got you covered.
Obviously with the front sidewalk and step, so we didn't worry about any kind of slipping. You know, you're concerned about that after rain. And then when it did dry, it didn't spot, it didn't stain. It was just like it had been done yesterday.
Lots of styles to choose from, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
One thing that my wife commented on was how easy the Galaxy coating swept versus just the bare concrete.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
We moved here recently. I didn't even think twice about calling anyone else but Galaxy to come do this house.
PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse is now open. The same exceptional pricing, but with expanded selection. The Farmhouse. Built in 1888, the Farmhouse is now your place to find or create that special piece of jewelry. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, the watches. Oh, what a collection. All there at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Now open. Check it out for yourself on Green Street. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Listen to Hammer and Nigel this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Brooks and Dunn with special guest David Lee Murphy Thursday, April 3rd at Gamebridge Fieldhouse.
Oh God, I got this. I've got it. Okay. I'm in the right genre. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that TV theme song? Here's how we play. Producer Carl picks a television theme song. I have to guess what it is. Let's stop it. Let's stop it right there. Let's start again. Producer Carl, play that TV theme song. Ladies and gentlemen, if I have it right, and I think I do, I really think I do, the late, great Robert Guillaume, this is the theme from Benson.
Correct, sir. Yes!
I cannot be denied. Thank you. So, Benson was the spinoff from Soap? Is that what Benson was?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. And then Benson had a spinoff. Who was the character in Benson that then... I forget. Oh, good Lord. It's just nutty. Anyway, I'm having an argument. Not an argument, a discussion with Laughing Wolf, who writes... Do you write for Red State, man? Do you write for Red State or for Hot Air? About this whole war plans leak. And maybe it was purposeful. His argument is you want things to get out there. This was about the attack on the Houthi rebels in Yemen. And you have this editor of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, saying, I was part of this text chain with the Secretary of State, with the Vice President, with the National Security Advisor, with the Defense Secretary, where they were sharing everything about the attack on the Houthis. Well, not war plans, and we shouldn't say that. That's where the left has lost their head, and that's where Goldberg can't be taken seriously. The question is, why is he on this chain, right? Why is he a part of this? Who would have this guy in their phone? It's insane. It is surreal. And one of the things that you come to, or at least this guy is coming to, Laughing Wolf is coming to, is the idea that maybe they wanted somebody in the press to have it. Maybe they wanted somebody in the press to hear it. Maybe they wanted it shared. With Jeffrey Goldberg of The Atlantic? Russia, and all that jazz? This is what you wanted? That is weird. So I am of the mind that there's no reason to have this guy on your phone, never mind have him on his text chain. I don't care if someone gets fired for it. This is ridiculous. It wasn't a war plan. This is the left just being always overplaying their hand. Eric Swalwell and Pete Buttigieg and all the rest yelling and screaming and hooping and hollering. And because of that, Trump will be able to dismiss them and move on. I don't think Trump's going to be happy with it, to be honest. It was a ridiculous thing to do. So that has been the top story, and I'll get into more of that on Tony Katz today. At noon, we'll also be taking a look at more of these tariffs and this Tesla threat task force. You've got people trying to destroy property all over the place. Destroy Teslas? You don't even know who owns them. These people don't care who owns them. Just as long as they can, get their emotions out, because they can't control their emotions, right? So they have to satisfy themselves by destroying property. This is now what we do. Anybody we disagree with, they're not allowed to own a Tesla. They're not allowed to perform in Kokomo. Is this what's now coming? Is this all it? What happens when you can't control your emotions? Bad things, man. Bad things happen when you are ruled by your emotions. Can't say it enough. I will discuss more of this on Tony Katz today at noon. Don't forget to get your tickets, tickets.tonykatz.com. Kokomo, April 17th. The bourbon's going to flow. It's going to be a fantastic time. Kendall and Casey are up next. Don't forget to check out Rob Kendall's plan for property taxes. It's up at WIBC.com. See if you agree, see if you disagree. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
East side northbound 465 before Penn Pike. A stall in the center lane causing stop and go traffic back to Washington Street. A 10-minute delay. Crash on the north side, 82nd Street west of Hague Road. And eastbound 465 slows from Michigan Road over to Meridian. When you head to work Thursday morning, a couple of ramps are going to be closed in Hancock County. We are talking the entrance and exit ramps at State Road 9 Greenfield. Also westbound 70 will be into a new configuration from the rest area for about 5 miles. So things happening overnight Wednesday, and you'll feel the effects early Thursday morning if the weather cooperates and things aren't washed out. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
You wake up feeling